happy after all these years. It's 5 years and I finally got Jeff from the Cockney Rejects. Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means to me.
Thank you, Karen. No, thank you for taking your time to talk to me.
So welcome to London Lens TV, my little YouTube channel.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's only me.
Yeah.
I say we a lot, but it's literally just me. We is me and my phone.
Yeah, oh great, you and your phone. That's how we do it nowadays.
Exactly, yeah. DIY. So over the years, individually and as a band, you've had lots of different influences.
Oh yeah.
What was your favourite era over the
Favourite era of music was early 70s. I had elder brothers, sisters, and I remember bringing home albums like Led Zeppelin, Queen's first 3 albums for me. I still play them and I hear some of it and it makes the hair still stand up on the back of my neck. Freddie Mercury's voice, Brian May's guitar, it was fantastic. Black Sabbath, you know, and all that. Then coming around, Deep Purple and all that. I loved a bit of the glam stuff. You know, Sweet Slade and all that, but there wasn't album bands. The real album bands were like Deep Purple, Sabbath and Zeppelin and that. So I loved that. I've got to say, 1977 was the first time I heard the Pistols, and that blew my mind. You know, I mean, it was something else, and I thought, hearing that voice, you know, the drive of everything, give a lot of working class kids, could never be Led Zeppelin or Queen or any of that, and I think that gave you to get up and go to think, I'm gonna have a go at this. I could fucking do this. You know, never as good as the Pistols I had, but it give you a chance to do that. And that was, you know, I very much love 70s punk. I love the Stranglers, I love the Damned, the Buzzcocks, the Clash. That was my thing. And also at the time, I won't go on. When you went to the record shop, when you was reading sounds and things like that, you got to hear about bands like 76, like Aerosmith and ZZ Top and all that. But you used to have to go to the record shop and you used to have to get them imported, them albums, and you'd save up your pocket money. I remember playing, I think it was Toys and Attic by Aerosmith, and it took about 5 weeks to come. And when it did, I was blown away by that, you know, the American side too. So always influences, and even back to the 60s, I love the Stones, I love Hendrix, and I love the Doors, you know, so many of them. So it's a big range.
It is a big range, but that's as musicians, you can't.
Yeah.
It would be very limiting to only listen to one.
To one thing. Yeah. To me, guitar music it's all rock and roll.
Yeah.
To me, and I never. You know, being pigeonholed and all that, as much as I love Johnny Lydon and all that, and I know he was young when he used to go, we hate the Rolling Stones and all that. I thought, no, you didn't, because if it weren't for Mick Jagger,
good marketing, you wouldn't be here.
But it was good, Mark. I'm not knocking him, because for me he's a legend anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking him. We all say silly things when we're young, you know?
Well, don't we all?
Don't we all? And even when we're older.
Tell me about it. Yeah. And what I like about that is there are so many punks who are like, oh, Johnny Rotten, he's not a real punk. They're a manufactured band.
No,
and
bullshit.
It's like you like
bullshit. There was a working class band. That's what they was, and very clever. And when you think as a 20-year-old. Or whatever, the lyrics that he wrote, and that unique voice, I've got nothing but respect. He's the governor for me.
Yeah.
That's it, not the frontmen. I've got 2 governor frontmen, which has got to be Mick Jagger and Freddie Mercury.
Absolutely.
But I used to look at frontmen as frontmen. No disrespect, but seeing that Liam Gallagher standing there going, maybe I don't really, like with his hands behind his back, that's not a frontman. Frontmen to me were people like, I say, Angus Young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dave Lee Roth, he used to kick his head in you, Steve Tyler, you know what I mean? They had a frontman.
Putting on a show.
Yeah, putting on a show and then moving around. It's the Axl Rose, you know what I mean? The really good frontmen who mean it. They're running up and down and they're giving it everything. They're getting it's entertainment.
I don't. As a singer, I don't understand how you can just stand still and give it.
No,
if it's ballads, if it's like you're Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey.
Yeah, and I understand that.
But when
if you're rock and roll, you've got to try. To me, you've got to try and move around. You know.
And
I loved the energy. I mean, even with the Clash when they was playing, I know they had the 2 guitars, but they meant it, and it
100%,
got you going. I seen the
yeah.
Clash live loads. I mean, musically, it wasn't very good live, but the energy, absolutely fantastic.
That's what I love about punk is the energy, and I've been into punk since I was 7 years old, so it's a long fucking time now. But and
Good on you.
it was I wasn't allowed to listen to punk at home. I had to wait till I was 16, and then I
16,
said to my
and then
mum,
you
I said to my mum, well, I'm 16 now, so
because we had record players upstairs and everything, that used to come out of it at first, We had Robert Plant doing the Immigrant song. Oh man, I go, what's that fucking noise you're playing up there? Like that stuff. He was downstairs playing Frank Sinatra and Perry Como. So,
I had a good chat with Steve Whale the other day actually about Frank Sinatra, and it was going to come up in one of my questions anyway. Yeah. And he really loves voices. He loves listening to voices and stories in songs. And I just wondered, are there any like surprise kind of artists or singers that people might be surprised that you enjoy listening to by yourself?
Oh God, there's so many artists and singers. You know what I mean? I like going back like Elvis was a king. If it wasn't for him, none of us would be here. I think Roy Orbison was absolutely fantastic singer.
Yeah, a lot of. I feel like I know he's not underrated, but I do feel like he
was
gets
under the
forgotten.
shadow. Because of Elvis, and he was probably a better singer. There's loads. Simon and Garfunkel, I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. I mean, my brother-in-law, God rest his soul, I remember when I was young, and he'd play give you like the Bridge Over Troubled Water album and all that. You know what I mean? And I'd listen to it, and I love the voices. There's so many voices, and I tell you, I'm not ashamed to say, not so much now, but the first 4 or 5 albums, I'm a big fan of Coldplay. Like, a lot of people don't like his voice, but he's got a distinct voice, and I think he's a great frontman. Probably one of the last great frontmen. People won't see it, but I love Coldplay. I really do.
I do like that. The first 2 albums, I think.
Really good. And I think people say he ain't got a voice, but it's distinctive. People, so Mick Jagger had gone on the X Factor, he would have been yanked off.
Well,
and I think a really underrated voice, and I think the best lyricist that I've ever come across is Phil Lynott. His lyrics were absolutely fantastic, and he had a presence with that voice. And I love them voices. I love Mark Knopfler's voice. Not really singers, but they're talkers, and they feel it, and they've not got great range and all that, but once you hear their voice, that's the magic of it. You know who it is.
Well, exactly. It's the distinctive voices, isn't it? And I'm a voice coach as well, so it's being a vocalist isn't always about being the best singer. It's about the stories.
You can hear someone, for instance, like for me, say like Mariah Carey, great singer, but it's so overdone, all that warbling and hanging out them
vocal
notes.
gymnastics.
So don't bore us, get to the chorus. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, sort it out,
Yeah,
But so many influential and great singers. There's been Brad Delp from Boston. He had a range that was absolutely fantastic, and nobody ever talks about him. Steve Marriott, one of the best.
Voice.
One of the best.
Yeah,
one of
I
the best
agree.
ever. And there's so many, and it's great to actually, do an interview with you, talking about the music, and it's brilliant. And a lot of them, no disrespect, they do interviews. What do you think of West Ham? And I'm like, fuck off. Like,
come on, you know what I think of West Ham.
The shit. Talk about the music. But it's great.
You're welcome. I'm over the moon. Okay, I'm gonna. So what have I got here? Try them. So this is not just about football, not just about music, but there's a thing about being part of a tribe and belonging to something.
Of course.
And how do you think it changes as you get older, if it does at all, or how does what does a tribe mean as you get older?
I think when you're young and you're at school, you're looking at that belonging. Now, if you're young, you've got deficiencies at school. We all know as kids, and there's bullies. I mean, I had 2 silver teeth, and I was mocked mercilessly. And it was around the time the Jaws film come out with like Richard Gill, and I got all that, and I found me belonging 8, 9 years old, going to boxing clubs. I started boxing. I boxed for Barking ABC, West Ham ABC, and I felt at home there. I really did. Then going to the football, there was that great belonging of people, and I think sport mainly. I mean, I played football, cricket, and me boxing and all that. I said to my 2 boys, you find friends for life. As you get older, I don't know, that sense of belonging. I think if you've made your mates, they'll always be your mates, you know, unless somebody knocks you £100 or something, you know, and that's it. And I think it's a big thing for belonging, and the biggest thing I hated was bullies. And there was me and a boy called Stevie Stone in our school, and it proper ever round. And the ones who was being bullied, we took under our wing and said, you fucking with us. Anyone fucking touch you, you come through us. And I think it's just the right thing to do, because I was bullied as a youngster, you know, and I hate bullying. I hate anybody being singled out for, you know, their colour or whatever they do, and I can't stand that. We all belong together.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah.
And I'm all for that. You know, hello mate, how you doing? You all right?
You all right,
yeah,
sir?
good to see you. Yeah,
Good to see you, boy.
Recovering? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lovely one.
Yeah, another one to go. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, and that was belonging. And I'm just like to say, you don't mind. You know, race relations and all that. Now, I still box, like boxing clubs at the Peacock Gym. Every boxing club I ever went into, and what I did, there's a mixture of everyone. Yeah. Black, white, Asian, whatever, and everybody gets on. There's no vomit against this and that. Everybody bumps fists and they love each other. And I think that would be, if these politicians and all that and people, go and have a look in there. That's how it works, and it's absolutely great. It's fantastic, you know what I mean?
There's a lot to be said of for boxing clubs, and I've read a different, you know, the praise and you know lots of different people who have done either martial arts or you know some type of disciplined sport in that. Sport is disciplined anyway, but you know this kind of discipline. I think there's a lot to be said, not just for the unity, but also that you know the discipline on the street, the getting up in the morning, and you know,
the getting in on the morning.
Yeah.
It was a great thing for me. It really was, and from the ages of 9 to 14, and I was a good day, kept myself to myself. But once the punk thing come on, and you start listening to the Clash and Pistols and all that, and I started going over West Ham, trying to hang around with the IC, and that 14 I went up the rails. I've got to say, and I started getting necked. I was pushing my boxing training back. I wanted to be in a band, go to gigs. And from 14 to 17 or 18, I become an arsehole, but you know,
Jeff,
I wanted to fight, getting it.
We need to get a photo down
Yeah,
the
I'll
wall because the door's opening.
Yeah, okay, I'll just do this. Yeah,
I'll be really chatting so much.
Is that right? Yeah, and I just think you go through that phase and then you come out the other end. Yeah.
And we all do it. We've all been arseholes. You know, anyone who hasn't, anyone who says it hasn't is a liar.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's really good timing. Quick fire round. Your favourite ever gig as an artist?
Favourite ever gig as an artist?
There's been a lot.
There's been so many, but one sticks in my mind this year in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where it's a packed house and the crowd was singing to us like their football song from them, and I just stood there in 5 minutes and it made the hairs on the back of my neck go on end. You know, there's no problem between England and Argentina, and that really meant a lot. That was one that will always stick out in my mind of many. You know?
Brilliant, love it, love it.
And I thank them very, very much.
They'll hear it. Favourite ever gig as an audience member?
ZZ Top, Hammersmith Odeon, 1981 on the El Loco tour. Never seen them before. Absolutely tremendous for 3 men. Like the power, everything about it. I was 17, 18. I think like it was just brilliant.
At the old Hammersmith Odeon, legendary.
Yeah, the best venue ever. Yeah.
Oh, I was coming up to that, but you've already answered. So, favourite venue to play?
Favourite venue to play? There's a lot of them. La Belle Angel in Edinburgh, fantastic.
Nice.
super sized venue, one of the best audiences you ever get, ever packed. Very warm, very great reception, and you feel in there and you just feel, I'm really going to perform to these people. I'm going to give it to them.
Edinburgh's a great city.
Fantastic
isn't
city,
it?
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And lastly, best up and coming band.
Best up and coming band on the punk scene.
Death by Numbers. My bad. No, not really.
Yeah, on the punk scene, I like Risky and the Ridicles and Tear Up.
Tear
Are
Up,
the two to watch for. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're coming up good.
Yeah.
So good luck to them, the good blokes, and I hope they go far.
Thank you so much. They're calling for you.
Okay,
Have a
Kerry.
wicked gig tonight.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much. All
Thank
right.
you so
Thanks
much.
for your time.
Thank
Lovely.
you.